they literally just switched the white and the black, and that's it. And I it's the same old logo. If you ask me, there's not a truer version of the reverse retro concept than this.
Welcome back to the channel, and this is another episode of The Designer and the Writer. I am Creative Bobby. I'm the designer.
And I'm TJ Tooley, and I'm a writer.
Now, the writer, young TJ Tooley, creative extraordinaire, is wearing a particular jersey here. TJ, what you got on over there?
Well, you see, Robert, my jersey I'm wearing today is the black road uniform for my alma mater, the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Go Mavs. We are part of the NCHC, the best conference in college hockey. Someone might have a disagreement with that, but we'll talk. But the reason I'm wearing this is because as of our recording right now, we just finished a series against North Dakota, currently ranked second in the nation or third, depending on which poll you look at. And the Mavs were ranked ninth in both polls, and we split. And it's a great feeling. North Dakota is always a hard team to play. They're kind of a rival, and it feels good. It feels good to beat the Natsu, the Fighting Hawks, whatever they are called now. And yeah, go Mavs. It's a good feeling.
Nice. Well, that's definitely appropriate because on this episode, we're going to be tackling the reverse retros in the National Hockey League. So we're going to split this up into each division, and each division is sponsored. It's CJ's favorite that each division is sponsored. Trash. So what is it? We are covering in this episode the Discover Central.
No, I hate it. It's hey, yeah, this is the corporate bank TV show Designer and the Writer. Like, no, they have the freaking logos on the helmets. Some teams have different corporate logos on road and home helmets. Disgusting. I understand the money side of it, but oh man, it's ugly.
You gotta make that money. But in the Discover Central, we're going to go through these reverse retros. And I believe the first one we are going to take a look at is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
The Columbus Blue Jackets are going back to their original logo on the team's first primary red jersey. With this one, I think I've pretty much liked a lot of what Columbus has done with this. And I like this. And like, because of course it has like the nice illustration, because a lot of the when you go reverse, you'll find one of two things. Either depending on when the team was founded, you'll find that if it's way back, it's like super simple, or if it's like a little more modern, it'll be more updated, it'll be a little bit more hype. So feel like they're going with their 2000 look, and I think it looks good. TJ, what are your thoughts on the Columbus Blue Jackets?
Well, right off the bat, I'm going to say for all of these jerseys we're going to review, I'm going to be critical of the teams that didn't, in my opinion, follow the instructions. When you're in school and you get a homework assignment and you turn in something, like you're given freedom, right? Like, oh, this is my interpretation of what we were supposed to do. That's great. Some of these teams, which you'll see throughout the series, some of them tried harder than others. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And so in the spirit of reverse retro, I think Columbus did a great job. They haven't worn a red uniform before. This is kind of, reversing and doing a retro version of their white uniforms with their original logo. And they haven't done red before. This is a great opportunity to bring that color out. They didn't go all the way and commit to bringing Stinger, that bug logo, on their old mascot back, but they did keep the green color on the stick on the CB that they have on their logo. So I thought that was nice. I don't expect them to bring Stinger back full time. I don't expect a neon green jersey, but it was cool to see that. And I'm glad that they're kind of doing what other teams do. They're bringing a old design into their current scheme. So those shoulder patches with the cannons, which I think are one of the best third jersey patches, logos, whatever, in the entire league. I think that those belong up there. They kept the stars on the sleeves, and it's a good looking jersey. I'm really going to be excited to see what this looks like on the ice and see how it looks. But you look at the 2000 era that they were reversing back to. They had a white, they had a navy blue, and now we see the red, and I think it looks great.
The Florida Panthers here. It says here they're throwing back to the Panthers' appearance in the Stanley Cup final, including the pointed sleeve stripes and the palm tree graphics. So another thing I like about these reverse retros is kind of throws back to a time where you could go a little crazier. You go a little crazier with your logos and stuff. Have a little bit more fun. And I like it, Panther. I like the Panther in the middle. Like I like what they're doing here. I like how they're doing it. I find hockey jerseys in general like very interesting. So it's almost like you have so much surface area to put so much art there. So I've always been a fan of that Panther coming out like he's about to attack you. So TJ, what do you think of the Panthers?
This jersey is gorgeous. This reverse retro is awesome. It is the old logo. It is a blue version of the jerseys that they used to wear. They did a red, they did a white, they kept the template, but they used the new colors. And this Panther looks awesome on blue. I know they've done blue jerseys in the past. I know that when they were still in that era, they did a darker, and they did the lighter blue, which came out of nowhere. They put in like this circular logo that looked very much like the Penguins 2008 outdoor jersey, but this is really cool. And this one, like Columbus, I think it shows a really cool effort to bring the old into the new, do something that the fans will recognize. This is a reverse version of the retro jerseys brought into the present day. They followed, to, in my opinion, what they were supposed to do. I will say the shoulder patch, which is the palm tree and the hockey stick crossed in front of a sun, I like that logo a lot. I think they could use that in their branding even now. It doesn't necessarily work, but I hope that they keep this as a third moving forward, with the old logo and the palm tree and the hockey stick. I think that this is just a really nice jersey, and I think they did a great job.
The Tampa Bay Lightning out here with their retro. So the Tampa Bay Lightning, who definitely redeemed themselves from a couple of playoff series ago where they kicked out, and then they go win the Stanley Cup. That's all right. But so they're throwing back to their first Stanley Cup in 2004 with a little update with the blue base that they wore for their second title in 2020. Now, this is a logo I've seen before, and again, like I like what they've done here with this. I'm very happy they didn't try to do some kind of lightning bolt down the sleeves and stuff like that with like I don't know what that is. I don't know why you made me look at that, TJ.
Yeah, so the Lightning are a very interesting team for me. I've never really had any problems with them. I like their uniforms the way they are. The 2004 era, they were primarily black. They wore the black version of this jersey and the white version of this jersey. And I think that they worked really well. And of course, if you're going to throw back to any era of Lightning hockey, why wouldn't you do when you won your first cup? Especially now that you have another one. Well, especially if they hadn't won it, but they did. And this one, you talk about the design aspects. It's the same jersey. It is the jersey that they wore in '04, but it's blue. And I think it looks great. They didn't change much. They incorporated silver into a lot more places, including on the shoulder patch with the lightning bolt. And that is a trend that you're going to start seeing through some of these jerseys, is bringing in silver as kind of a cool off-white kind of thing to add. And I think they use it here very effectively. I also, you alluded to it a little bit. This is the third jersey that they wore around that same time was their Storm jersey, which I love. I don't know why you have a problem with it. You know, you got your lightning down here, you got the rain and the roaring waters. It's beautiful. But
Well,
for the people who think that they like certain aspects of that, but it was maybe a little bit much, this is a tamed down version of that. I think it's really, really sharp and it it works. I would not be surprised if they incorporate a black version of this reverse retro into their lineup moving forward as a potential third jersey, although their third jerseys right now are pretty hot. So maybe not, but this looks really good. I think they followed the instructions really well as well. It's three in a row right there that I was some of the teams don't do a good job, but these three in a row did a great job of doing the reverse retro project the way we asked them to.
so we're on a good run right now, and I'm gonna stop it. So full disclosure before I begin, I am a Minnesota Wild fan. Okay. Now, so I don't like these Dallas Stars reverse retros. I don't like them, objectively speaking. So here's the thing. So I'm a fan of like the icy uniform concept. Like I'm a fan of it. Um, this this kind of reminds me a little bit. Well, not in the NBA thing. We talked about Orlando Magic, and they had like the star was like bam, the star, and then everything else is kind of like. I just feel like if you're gonna go icy, just go icy. It seems like they made some interesting choices as far as like what was going to be colored and what wasn't.
Mhm.
Um, so like the stars is completely like whited out. So it's like very light. And then the Dallas is still in green. And then the big, huge star is there. I don't know. Like it just from afar away, just like you just have like a blank jersey with a star in the middle. So it's like, I don't know. I think they made some interesting choices as far as like selecting the colors. I get what they're going for, but I don't know, something about it I don't really care for. TJ, what are your thoughts on Dallas?
So when Dallas rebranded in recent years, I say recently, it was probably about 5 years ago now, to what I call the Danny Phantom uniforms, which I love. I think they're great. A lot of people were excited for the potential of third jerseys and alternates that they would come out with in the future, particularly bringing back this template, the star pattern on the bottom, like of the jersey and up the sleeves. And I agree. I think that that was a really cool look. It's very unique. It's something that no one else in the league has. And I gotta say, people love the black with Dallas in like white with gold outline thing. People love that. I think it is the Auger era. It's fine. Nowhere near as cool as these star pattern ones. Like I don't understand why people like it. Anyway, so that's my little tangent there. People have been asking for this pattern for a while. And when they finally give it to them with the new branding, the new color scheme, you do this. It's there's a lot that works, sort of. And then there's a lot that doesn't work. The jersey being white, I think was the right call.
Yes.
The white pants they're wearing with it and the white socks and the white helmet and the icy part of it, like you said, if you're going to go icy, commit to icy. They didn't commit to icy. They it I get what they're doing. I get what they're trying to do. They're using silver like I talked about with Tampa, and the reason they're doing that is because the white jerseys that they're reversing back to use gold, and so it was kind of a shimmery kind of looking thing, I guess. But here's the thing. This is just a white version of that, like an all white version of that won't read well. Now, I will be curious to see if they're on the ice, if it gives them a tactical advantage because they're going to blend in with the ice. So that could be fun because no team has really tried this before. It's just one of those it kind of feels like a little bit of a letdown. You know, you've been waiting for this for so long, and then they give you a weird version of it that doesn't quite work. Don't even get me started on the numbers on and names on the back. I there's that those don't do it for me. I guess they match the numbers on the sleeves, but I don't know. These for me are one of the weaker reverse retros. I know some people really like these, and I'll give them a little bit more grace when I see them on the ice. But for me, they're just a bit much. But I will give them points for trying something cool. I gotta give them credit. They're trying something that no one else has done. I just don't think it works for me as well as some of the others.
Moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes. So the Carolina Hurricanes basically they had a cheat code. So they had a cheat code because they can throw back to one of the most beloved logos in all of sports. Like, this is a logo that people who don't even watch hockey have talked about, loving this logo. And that's the logo of the Hartford Whalers. So basically what this design does, it mirrors the Hartford Whalers home white from their, inaugural season, but then puts gray as the primary color, which if gray uniforms were a stock, they'd be going up for me because I'm becoming more of a fan of the gray. So it's kind of subtly trying to tie in the Whalers and the Hurricanes color schemes. And then the jersey's also going to have like a vintage whale shoulder patch, which, I mean, yes. Thank you. Like that. And then it has like the colors kind of going down on the sleeves and at the bottom, and just put that big beloved logo right there in the center. And I think you have a winner.
So these are very, very nice to look at for a variety of reasons. And you touched on a lot of those. You talked about it looks like the white version of the home jerseys that they wore when they were first made. And like I said, it's a cheat code. Everyone loves the Whalers. People want the Whalers back full time. They're not going to come back full time, but it is nice to pay homage that way. They've done a Whalers jersey already. They did like kind of the green one, and those worked pretty well. I thought that for a reverse retro, for a way to combine the teams, using the gray, I think was inspired. It because and I've sent you some pictures of it. They had the blue uniform that they wore in like the 90s that had gray as a color on it, and then they also the Hurricanes around 2008 had their original stick flag jersey with the hurricane warning flags in the bottom in gray. And so that gray color is the same. I think that's really cool, a way to honor both teams. And also, if you look at the sleeves striping, they took the striping pattern from that flag jersey I just mentioned from the Hurricanes and put that on the Whaler jersey, but they kept the bottom stripe from the original Whalers jersey when they created this reverse retro. I think that it's such a cool way to marry the two teams together without going completely overboard and putting the Whalers logo on a Hurricane somehow or something. But I've got to say, probably my favorite part of this jersey is Pucky on the shoulders. Pucky the Whale is amazing, and it looks great. This jersey is awesome.
We have Nashville, one of TJ's favorite teams. Nashville, the Predators. The Predators out here throwing it back. And it's bold to go. I've always admired the boldness of Nashville to just gold, like gold, here we are. And not like a metallic gold. No. We're gold in your face, ready to rock. So I feel like, so with Nashville, they're doing their little reverse retro thing here where, speed nicks and the numbers, striping, the crest, borrows from the team's first jersey. And then the silver sleeve is a new addition for the Predators, throwing it back to 1998.
So this is a cool way to combine some uniform elements. Like you said, some of the teams have done this where they've incorporated different jerseys into one. We're going to see that happened with a few in later segments. Um, a lot of people liked the era, like the 98, 99 era jerseys, which were the navy blue and the white. And I think that really the unfortunate nature of this project is they followed the rules. It is the reverse version of those jerseys, which means the yellow would be the dominant. The the problem I have is I think that they're long overdue for a blue third. So this, if there was ever an argument to be made for them to do a blue jersey, this is probably it, unless they have plans to do another one, because they already wear yellow as much as they do. This this jersey, they have like the older logo. They have the really cool skull logo on the shoulders, which I've always been a fan of, and that looked really good on blue jerseys. And it's just the silver on the sleeves. That's something they did in the past, so they brought that into the new uniform. Maybe they could have done maybe a gray uniform and done a lot more with navy, like maybe do navy on the sleeves and do like a different version of the Predator head. I mean, I know that they had their classic jersey and they had the outdoor game stuff, and that was kind of blue, but like this would have been a cool opportunity for it. It looks good. It looks good. It just, for me, it looks like they're wearing a throwback, which is cool. It's just really not that dissimilar from what they're doing now.
Moving on to the Chicago Blackhawks, and they see this is a team like that, can go all the decades and decades and decades back. So they're taking a variation of their white design that they wore from 1937 to 1955, which that's a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So Blackhawks took the ice in their famous barber pole stripe jerseys, which when you sent me you sent me all these pictures, and then I saw the one, because of course they probably were in the meeting and they pulled up the white one. Then they pulled up the barber pole striped ones and was like, no, we're not touching that. We're just going to reverse that white. We're going to make it black. We're going to have, the roundel there with the illustration in the middle, with Blackhawks and Chicago at the bottom. Boom. Black jersey, all the stripes, with red stripes with, I will say, I would like this uniform just like this little more. I give extra credit, because I'm seeing this uniform and I'm like, who would really be dope if how like on the names on the back are just white text on black. If we could just take that stroke off of those numbers there and just have that white on there.
So the Chicago Blackhawks are a very weird case for jerseys, and the problem is outdoor games. They played in a ton of outdoor games, an absurd number of outdoor games. And when you play outside, it's like, let's throw back to this era. Let's throw back to this era. Let's do a version of this jersey. Let's do the one time that they did a modern jersey, like a futuristic take. And they've done everything, and they're always playing outside. Like, yes, Blackhawk fans will fill the seats. I understand that. But they're not the only team in the league that will do that. And it's insulting to other teams to think that they're the only ones who can. And thankfully, they haven't played in that many outdoor games recently. But the reason why they have to do something like this now is because they've already done all of their other eras. There's very few eras of Blackhawk hockey that hasn't been touched upon. You mentioned a board meeting where they're like, let's not touch those stripes. Look up the Chicago Blackhawks black and white jersey from the outdoor game. They did a black and white version of it because they tried to do something different. They've already done that. And if you're going to do a reverse retro of something, I mean, this look that they're doing, for all intents and purposes, they followed the rules to a T. This is the old logo. It's the same scheme. It's the same format. The numbers outline that you're talking about not liking, which I also think would look good without it, it is copied and pasted from the template that they had. It is following they literally just switched the white and the black, and that's it. And it's the same old logo. If you ask me, there's not a truer version of the reverse retro concept than this.
Detroit Red Wings. This is before you sent me any of what they're referring to. Just me gut reaction to what I'm looking at. I've been a fan of Detroit Red Wings branding. Like I love the logo, the red and the white. I'm digging the colors. Like I dig their thing. I dig their scene. But my problem with hockey jerseys like this is, again, the hockey jersey has so much surface area that when you do like a white hockey jersey and it's like it's plain and it's so much white space that I'm just kind of like, I like there's something here on the shoulders and just a little something, because I like just, hey, we're just gonna reverse. We have the red, we're flipping it to the white. Cool. Interesting choice that they, instead of going like red stripes, they went gray, but they're trying to spice it up. They're trying to add a little spice there. So I don't think they're ugly. I just feel like it's for me, and I might be tripping, but just for me, it's just something else. I just need one more something up here on these shoulders. And I'm not even saying like to color, like put some flashy color on them or anything. I just mean something. So this is a little something like there. Like this is inspired by their 9th Stanley Cup championship and the Centennial Classic jerseys. So this, the white base with the gray striping. So I get it, but am I tripping?
Robert, you're not tripping. Go ahead, while you're over there, look up Detroit Red Wings Winter Classic jerseys. Go ahead. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to say some thoughts. These, they're not the worst example of this, but out of the entire reverse retro jerseys I've seen and the whole league, they are in the top 2 or 3 for the biggest wasted opportunity I've seen. This is, I like the concept of, hey, 9th Cup, Centennial, let's add some color in here. And they did the white version of the red jerseys, because on the traditional white jerseys, the striping is a little bit different because, like you said, plain ass white is boring. And so you've got to do something different. And they didn't. It is just there. They put the logo on the front. I will say, I like that they trusted their colors enough to go plain name and number on the back, but that's it. That's it. You didn't do anything different. You didn't do anything special. You have gray or silver on the stripes on the sleeves and on the base where there would be red. But why? Like that's it. I would have liked to see a gray version of this jersey with the red stripes where they belong. Like that would have looked cool. That would have been sharp. That would have been different. It would have probably accomplished the goal of what you're trying to do more better than this. And you'll see in a later segment of this show that there's a team that straight up did a gray version of a jersey, even though that's not really reversing to anything. It's fine. You could have done that. I would have liked it more than this. I'm not asking you to like superimpose the shape of the cup on the jersey. I'm not asking for you to do the logo in silver, although you could have. Maybe they could have done the icy version of what Dallas tried to do. But no, it's just there. And I think it would have looked pretty sharp if the stripes were red. And if it's like they got caught up between two ideas, not doing anything and doing this gray thing. And it's just, it's close to being cool. It's not offensive. It's just there. It's going to look bland as heck on the ice. Maybe they're going to wear it with the right pants, but then the point of the gray is almost lost. You're not doing anything different with it. If this jersey was that gray color and the stripes were red, I think that would have looked pretty sharp. I'd have kept the logo with the white in it just to make that pop a little bit more. But I don't know. It's to me, it's just a little bit of a missed opportunity. If you look at a picture with the captain's patch, the people with the C and the A on their jerseys, those are going to look a little bit better because there's something there. But for the most part, it's just so plain. This is the best you could come up with. I know that you're one of those teams that values themselves and thinks of themselves as traditionalists, but Robert, you've looked up by now some of their Winter Classic jerseys.
So
They
I'm
did cool things in the past.
so I'm saying red Winter Classic jersey that has Detroit
Mm-hmm.
and a beautiful like Red Wing below it with the stripes here at the top and then the stripes on the side and the stripes at the bottom. So if they would have reversed that,
Yep.
man, that would have been very, very nice. And they could have reversed it and not made it like a straight like white. They could have made it like that.
Wear an off-white jersey.
Yeah, that would have been
cool.
that would have been
The
nice.
goalies could have worn like the faux leather pads and stuff.
Oh
Do
man.
better.
I mean, some people they don't want to do the wrong thing, so they do nothing. Sometimes that's the solution. And I wish
This is a very safe jersey. You're correct.
safe is the perfect word to describe that. So yeah, that is us covering the Discover Central's reverse retros in the next episode of this show. Let me see what corporate sponsorship is is the next. I think we're gonna go. Are we gonna go Mass Mutual East, maybe, or perhaps the Scotia North, or maybe the Honda.
It's so bad. Yeah, on the next segment of the American Airlines and the Rider. I'm kidding. They don't have that kind of money.
That's going to do it for us on this episode. Thanks for watching. Thank you for TJ for being on this episode, being on this show, and letting the people know, his hockey expertise. And best of luck to the Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? Go Mavs. And make sure that y'all like and subscribe and share this video. Let us know in the comment section down below, what is your favorite uniform out of this batch here? And remember, as you go along in life, teach as you learn and inspire as you do. See you next time.